never heard of a sociopath and manipulative ex-boyfriend on social media if you haven't heard of Brooke Schofield's insane experience with her ex-boyfriend. He needs to stop paying his publicist and pay a therapist. And many people on social media couldn't have agreed more. There's a new twist in the Brooke Schofield and Clinton Kane saga. If you thought it couldn't get any stranger, you guys, you're mistaken. In case you missed it, Brooke Schofield posted a 14-part series last week revealing that her ex, Clinton Kane, who is a musician, lied about everything, including his background, his mother's death, and his age. But now it looks like Brooke wasn't the only girl he deceived. That's right, there's another girl in the picture. Enter Mia Lauren, another victim of Clinton Kane. But more on that in a bit. If you've been on TikTok this past week, you're likely aware that Brooke Schofield has made some outrageous accusations against her ex, Clinton, who alleges that his mother is not dead and that he is not Australian, contrary to what he claimed throughout their entire relationship. Last week, Brooke posted a 14-part video series, kind of like the Who the F Did I Marry girl, if you guys remember her story that came out, and completely took the internet by storm. Brooke also claims Clinton ended up cheating on her throughout their months-long relationship, and that he ended up breaking things off with her because she called him out for it. Which, the gaslighting throughout all of this is insane, so we've got to get into it. Of course, this all didn't come out of the blue. Brooke began the series in a response to Clinton promoting his new song on TikTok, where he seemed to reference their relationship from 2021 with the caption, "When you've been over the relationship for 2 years, but she won't stop yapping." Brooke was obviously pissed off about this because she's like, I rarely mention him anymore at all, and it seemed as though she was very much over that relationship a long time ago, which apparently only lasted about 6 months. But it was one of the most wild months for Brooke, looking back in retrospect. For a quick timeline down the road, Brooke started to describe their romance as starting out like a fanfic, with Clinton sliding into her DMs, persistently offering to fly her out to his home in Las Vegas and inviting her to his shows. Although Brooke wasn't initially attracted to him, after he got her to attend 2 of his shows, they ended up spending more time together and eventually built a connection. Brooke explained that early in their romance, they both contracted COVID and were forced to quarantine together. However, she alleges that even after the isolation period ended, Clinton prevented her from going home or socializing with other of her friends, talking about how he was very controlling, and also claimed that throughout their relationship, Clinton told her about his upbringing in Australia and the death of his entire family in 2020. And slowly but surely, cracks in their romance and Clinton's story began to show when his interview on the Zach Sang Show was posted online. Let's just say, Brooke noticed some very interesting comments of people talking about Clinton and his history. According to Brooke, one comment came from someone who allegedly went to high school with Clinton. In one of the videos, Brooke explained that while the comment raised doubts in her mind, she didn't confront Clinton until their relationship ended due to his infidelity. Brooke ended up falsely claiming to be in contact with Clinton's mom to admit him into admitting the truth about his mother actually being alive, to which he finally admitted. She also mentioned how she found out he lied about his age when he was pulled over by a cop and had to present his ID, which people think he probably lied about his age to allow Brooke to give him a chance, since he was actually around 2 years younger, which is just so scary. The fact that you have to lie about something like your age, that in and of itself is already a major red flag. Now, Clinton ended up coming out with a statement after Brooke's story absolutely broke the internet. We're talking tens of millions of views collectively on her TikToks exposing Clinton. And coincidentally, Clinton decided to backpedal and say that all this time he meant to say it wasn't his actual mom that he claimed had passed away, but rather it was like a mother-like figure to him, which is why he supposedly referred to it as his mom. And let me tell you guys, no one is buying into it. The gaslighting at this point is just so real and honestly quite scary. People think it just seems like he's trying to grasp at straws at this point and just trying to save his career, and it's just not working, unfortunately, which probably explains why his comment section is disabled now, because he can't handle all the backlash he's getting now for his manipulative tactics being exposed. Now, regarding him lying about his origins, his representative reaffirmed the story, stating that he was born in the Philippines but raised in Australia, which still doesn't negate the idea that he lied about being Australian all this time, and his accent, which a lot of actual Australians would call him out for in the comment section, being like, that's not a real Australian accent, something seems off with the way he's speaking, being like, you can tell he's faking it and trying his best to keep it on. I personally just don't get why he felt the need to lie about all of this. All of this is just giving major insecurity when it comes to this guy, and that's why people all over social media are begging for him to get a therapist. Like, genuinely. Now back to one of Clinton's other victims, Mia. According to a TikTok Brooke posted just a couple of days ago following this, she claims when Mia and Clinton were dating, which again, Mia is one of Clinton's other ex-girlfriends, she said that he called Mia one day claiming that his mother had just passed away, again, who we now know is very much alive. Mia then flew across the country to support him, staying for months to help him grieve. Grieve something that allegedly never happened.
Okay, so if you guys saw the video and the song that came out last night, which honest to God, hope you didn't, it is directed and edited by his ex-girlfriend who came before me, okay? So I referenced her in my original story time. Her name is Mia. She is a f***ing angel, and she's a victim as well. Apparently, somewhere along the way, they worked out some sort of friendship, and she, I don't know, edited and directed the video. That's none of my business, okay? I have not a bad word to say about her. She is literally like, she was such a saint to me during my breakup. But what I did find out during that time was that he called his mom off while they were actively dating. So, like, actually physically called her, his girlfriend, on the phone and said, me mum just died. Me mum just died. And she flew across the country and stayed with him for months while he grieved. A woman who is alive. She literally sat there, stayed by his side for months while he literally like sobbed his eyes out, mourned a woman that he just decided to kill off one day. I had to tell her a year later that woman, like, she's alive. She's fully alive.
This isn't the only strange thing Clinton has been doing, though. In fact, it continues, as oddly enough, Clinton still seems to be posting his ex-girlfriend on his social media in attempts to promote his music video, which it seems like they have been broken up, according to Brooke, because in her TikTok, she claimed his music video was directed by his ex-girlfriend, naming her Mia Lauren. So it's just so weird that he's still posting her. Like, I can't imagine how publicly embarrassing this is on Mia's end right now. Not just that a guy like Clinton was her ex, but that her name is now publicly attached to him now. This person on Reddit said, I feel so bad for her. I'd be so embarrassed if he posted this publicly after being exposed for being that much of a weirdo. I'm so confused by this. Literally the strangest thing to post at the moment. Like, now I want to know her story. So confusing, but she is so sweet and he did her so dirty. Anyways, guys, this is the crazy debacle of Clinton Kane and Brooke Schofield exposing him for good. Clinton still seems to be trying to promote his music, but his comments are disabled, so you can just tell either him or his team is working on the clock to try to protect his image. But let me know what you guys think about all this insanity in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next one.